Good morning, Tennessee Valley. This morning, this Friday morning, I just want to let you know that today is a very special day for me. We're getting to honor our veterans today. This is going on Sunday, and also on Monday, the observed day of Veterans Day, but Sunday being the actual day. And this is close to my heart. I was a veteran several years. I was in the military for several years. My dad was in the military. My uncle was in the military. I have cousins. Nephews, I think a couple nephews that's in the military. So our family's always been in some type of military somewhere, whether it's the Navy, the Army, the Marines, whatever it was. So it's always been, I take it seriously. I love the veterans. I love what we stood for, what we continue to stand for. And so today, as you see by the banner behind us, we wanted to honor the veterans and to say a thank you to everyone and their families and everyone that had,
Because
sacrificed.
it's kind of a weekend thing, not just
It should be an ongoing thing. It should be an ongoing thing, but
absolutely.
we get the 1 or 2 days that we get to celebrate that, and and that the people that normally wouldn't talk about veterans, talk about military. That's maybe against military, but at least those 1 or 2 days they will hang a flag out or put a banner up or a sign or something and honor veterans. That's always a plus. That's always exciting to me to see that.
Right.
You do have a couple things you want to talk about. We want to go to and talk about some events on for the veterans. This is something that the local businesses here, we tried to get a list of all of them, just to kind of, the ones that are honoring the veterans and just kind of go through that list because I want to get to our guest today because
we don't want to take much time. You're very excited about our guests today. We're always excited about our guests on our show. But there are several restaurants here in the local community that are honoring our veterans this year. And on some of these, I kind of pulled these from websites, so you might want to call ahead, just double check, verify times. Some of them are limited menus and so forth, but they do offer free meals to their veterans, and I think that's a great honor.
Yes.
Great honor, and I'm sure there's a sales tactic in there because they're going to get the family to come in.
You always go with us,
sales. That's right. That's right.
One veteran and 3 family members, right?
Exactly. So I think it's special that they reach out. On Sunday, that's when several of them are. Sunday, Applebee's, they have a limited menu, but there are many choices there available. Olive Garden is another one. Chili's, theirs is Sunday as well. Let's see, then Outback Steakhouse, theirs is Sunday and Monday, and they're offering a free Bloomin' Onion and a Coca-Cola product on theirs. Krispy Kreme donuts. I know we don't have one of those locally, but they're giving a free donut and coffee at their site. On Monday, the Denny's is having, I believe theirs is all you can eat pancake breakfast from 6 to
That's the worst thing to do is tell veterans, people from the military, all you can eat.
They can eat. Little Caesars is another one. Theirs is a free order of crazy bread at their locations, and then our favorite, not to be partial to any of these others.
All us veterans from the church will meet there a lot.
Is Golden Corral, Monday evening from 4 to 9, and that is our favorite, isn't it?
So we meet a lot of church members there, a lot of guys from the church.
A lot of veterans show up to that one, and it's
you got to get there early on that one. You got to get there early.
You got to get there early.
Because they're lined up. I think it starts at 4, and a lot of times we get there at 3:30. And it's already lined up.
Yeah, the line's already there.
But we're used to that. If any military guys, we know that stand in chow line. We stand there.
But the time goes by quickly. Everybody's talking. Where were you at? What were you doing?
I got to see. There's a couple times I saw, like I was talking earlier before the show about my turtle shirt. My jacket from Korea. Somebody there had one on, had the blue one on, and I said, hey, I know where you was at,
Right.
You got the year you was there and everything, and the location, all that. So,
right. These are just food places. There are many other places. I believe Home Depot, places like that are doing some things for veterans.
Specials and things.
Right.
Yes, right. So everybody needs to check out the different places.
Right, and most all of them are just saying bring your military ID, proof that you were in the service.
Right, and I think I used there's a veterans card. Some people have that.
Yes.
But talk about the show today. Well, I want to get to our guests. I want to give them as much time as possible today.
Exactly. We're very excited about our guests today. We have Julia Wright from the American Red Cross, and she's going to be here today to talk about Holiday Meal for the Heroes program, which I think is great. It's something the community can get involved in. You send in your cards, and I'll let her talk more about it. But I think that's a great program that they send out to the troops. It's not just the active troops. It's past, veterans, so forth, and I think that's a nice plus for our community. Also, we have Bill Norwood. He's an ex-POW from Korea, and that one touched you because you were in Korea.
Yeah, I was in Korea.
Yeah,
my dad was actually in Korea also. So yes.
Then we have Steve Stewart with us today. He's a chairman for the local Veterans Day programs here. He does not only Veterans Day, but also Memorial Day. He's involved in that, and he'll talk about what's going on this Veterans Day, what they've got planned. Okay. And so we're really excited.
I say let's, folks, we're going to go to a commercial break because I want to give every guest the full 15 minutes today. Right. And I don't want to take any more time. So, folks, we're going to go to a commercial break. We're going to have our first guest on, and stay tuned. This is celebrating Veterans Day. And thank you very much. And we'll be back in just a few moments.
Great local sports right here on WTNB East Tennessee Television. Keep up to date on all your Walker Valley sports news Wednesdays with the Walker Valley Sports Zone. Get a behind-the-scenes look at all the local high school area football with the pregame Thursdays at 10. And it's a Friday night tradition. Football Friday, every Friday night at 11 o'clock, right here on WTNB East Tennessee Television.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Featuring some of the South's most scenic views, the Mountain View Inn has been a landmark in the Cleveland community for over 40 years. Our executive guest quarters with flat-screen TVs and excellent bedding will make any guest comfortable. Carrie's Restaurant is one of Cleveland's favorite, with one of the best buffets around.
Hello, and on behalf of the Hughes family, thank you for so many years of your business and your friendship.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
Welcome back, folks. So glad to have you here this morning, and we're really excited about our first guest this morning, Julia Wright from American Red Cross, and her specific thing here today is going to be to talk about the Holiday Mail for the Heroes program.
Yeah, we're really excited. We do this every year. We've been doing this for several years now. It's the Holiday Mail for Heroes. It's an opportunity for people in the community to give their thanks and appreciation to the military by sending a greeting card to the military members in our communities across the world and across the country. And with that, it's just a really easy program. If someone wants to participate, they just need to get some greeting cards together, get their friends, their families, their children, whomever. You maybe write a special note in the card, sign the cards, and then they can mail them to an address. We have a partnership with Pitney Bowes, who will take the cards and they'll scan them, make sure they're safe. That's a real important part when we send anything to a military member. We want to make sure that it's safe. They'll check it, make sure it's safe, make sure it's appropriate to be sending to a military member, and then those will be redistributed out to the different communities and places where our military members are, and they'll have volunteers to go out and take these cards, whether it be at Walter Reed Hospital to those that are in the hospital or on the military bases, or even in the local communities to some of the nursing home facilities and places like that where our military members would be and our veterans.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I noticed on the website, I was looking at the website, and it was talking about the different things, and one of them said like glitter. It said glitter. Don't put glitter on the card.
Yeah,
because
I love glitter.
Health reasons. Some of it, yeah.
I love glitter, but it's not going to work real well when we go through the process for them to be scanning it and making sure that it's safe. Because one of the things they'll be looking for is foreign substances, to make sure there's no foreign substances on the cards and that kind of thing. They'll also scan them to make sure that there's no anti-Semitic kind of information that would be derogatory to our military, because the purpose of this is to uplift them and let them know that we support them as individuals who have sacrificed for our country, regardless of your political views or personal views on those kind of things. These are really about the service members that are giving of themselves and really dedicating their lives to making our country a better place. And we want to, honor them. And a lot of them are away from their families this time of year when it comes around the holidays. And, just having someone, even if they get things from their own family, it's really nice to know that other people in the community and Americans in general support them and what they're doing, and just support them as individuals for really dedicating their lives to helping others and supporting protecting our country and making it a better place for all of us to live.
And see, and I've been on the other end of that. I was in the military. I was overseas. I was over there during several holidays over in Korea, and at the same time during Desert Storm. So receiving mail from that. I mean, the holiday seasons that we would get to see on the one channel. We had one channel in Korea, and it was condensed. And receiving mail, receiving holiday greetings to everyone over there. I mean, that was always nice to receive that. So I know it's a boost, and morale that everyone's sending stuff like that.
And if you want to really see how that impacts a military member, go to our website. It's redcross.org/holiday mail, and there's actually a video on there from Walter Reed Hospital where the volunteers are giving out the cards, and they're reading them, and you can see the emotional impact it's having on them. And a lot of them are recovering from almost fatal injuries from wartime, and they're there, making their recovery, and sometimes their families can be there, and sometimes they can't, because that's a lot of strain on a family to have someone that's recovering from a war injury. And you just get to see what it really means to those, and they actually talk about, what it means to them, and it's just really touching. So make sure you have a box of Kleenexes when you go on there, because you might need that, because it's really touching.
And that's men and women both. I mean,
yeah, and it is.
Especially if you're a if you're a veteran, you're going to know exactly how it feels.
Right.
I can't go watch I won't be able to watch it.
Yeah, it is.
I'll get teared up. I am, because I feel for them. I know how that is.
Yeah, and we're talking about folks who, like I said, they had almost fatal injuries from this, and they're very serious conditions that they're dealing with, and life-changing situations that they're dealing with, and that little bit of someone sending a card, especially the kids. I'm going to tell you, the ones that are handmade from the children, you don't have to go out and spend a lot of money on cards. You can just get some construction paper and let your kids a box of crayons and draw some things on there, and getting something from a kid means a lot to these soldiers. Because it comes from the heart, and they know it comes from the heart. It's not forced. It's just very open and honest and caring, and they really love that. And it's really easy. Like I said, you go to redcross.org/holiday mail, and from there it has some guidelines, some basic things. Don't put glitter and a couple of other things. You should actually address them to dear service member or dear veteran, so that we can sort them appropriately. And there's a few other things, in the address that you'll need to send it to, which is it's a P.O. Box in Capitol Heights, Maryland. So if you want to get that address, go to that website. You can get it from there. And you may actually have
I have it here.
It's P.O. Box 5456, Capitol Heights, Maryland, 20791. And if you don't have a pen to write that down, you can always call our local office at 472-1595, and someone there can give you that address as well. or probably the easiest way is the redcross.org/holiday mail.
Which we have that on the.
And another thing that goes along with the holiday mail program is our holiday gift catalog program, and you can go on our redcross.org and look at that as well. We have opportunities for folks who'd like to make a financial donation to help us serve our military throughout the year, and there's different options there. Shows how your financial gift will impact a soldier, and so there's some opportunities there. $50 donation to the Red Cross will help us provide a comfort kit for a military member coming into a wounded soldier, and that includes things like a robe and house shoes and a MP3 card. You know, like when they're going into the hospital and stuff, they're there and they don't have a lot going on. You know, it's a way for them to download music and things to help make their recovery a lot better. And so, you know, $50 can make a huge impact on a military member from some of the services Red Cross provides.
Now you're going to ask for I think the website also said you need volunteers for the sort the cards too, right?
We will not actually sort the cards locally, but we will actually distribute them.
Okay, I thought okay.
Yeah. So what you can do is, if you're interested in volunteering for that program, you can call our local chapter 472-1595, or if you'd like to just be a registered Red Cross volunteer, and sign up for an opportunity, you can go to our redcross.org and click on volunteer, and it will take you to a volunteer link, and from that link you can fill out your application and go through our new volunteer orientation, and then that automatically sends information to us that says you're interested in being a Red Cross volunteer in this community.
And what does that entail? What something that you use volunteers for sometimes?
Well, specifically for the service to armed forces, it would be we do follow-up calls. A lot of people may or may not know that the Red Cross is congressionally chartered to provide emergency communications to our military. It is an extremely important service that we provide, and there's no other agency, government or non-governmental, that provides this service. And what we do is an emergency communications confirmation message. So if a military member in our community is deployed somewhere and his family has an emergency, in order for him to be contacted and be eligible for emergency leave, the Red Cross would have to facilitate that message to the commander for them to even be considered for emergency leave. And with that, there's follow-up. After a call has been made to a military, say someone here in Cleveland has an emergency and their son or daughter or husband or wife are deployed in the military, and they needed to get them contacted, they would contact the Red Cross, and from there that message gets facilitated and confirmed. We have to confirm the information, and then after the call is made, we do a follow-up, and we just make sure that the family received good services, and that if there were any additional needs that maybe had arrived as a result of the emergency, if it was a death or an illness or a financial situation, kind of different things, there may be some other opportunities for us to talk to them and tell them about other resources in the community that might be available to them, because a lot of times these folks are a little bit displaced from the main services that the military offers if you're not on a base. If you're on a military base, you have a really strong support system with those other military families. But the civilian community-based military families don't really have quite the level of support, and so that's kind of where we come in to try to help them connect with those resources either locally or through other avenues, and make sure that if they have needs that they're aware of what the resources are for them. And so that's a way for our volunteers to kind of do those follow-up calls. And of course, Red Cross does a lot of other activities. We do disaster relief and CPR and first aid training and those kind of things. And so if someone's interested in volunteering, there's lots of other opportunities. And today, right now, we have tons of volunteers out in the community raising money for I guess I should change her name. Instead of Hurricane, we call her Superstorm Sandy.
Yes.
And we're out in the community right now. This morning, we're at the local Walmart doing a drive-in and donate, so folks can come by and make a donation to the Red Cross for that particular event. And we'll be there Friday this afternoon from 4 to 8, and on Saturday from 10 to 6. So, if you see the Red Cross folks there, feel free to make a donation, but also thank those volunteers for volunteering their time to help the cause, because we're all in this as one Red Cross to do really great things for our community here, but also our community across the country and around the world.
Okay. Well, go ahead and tell us again, how to reach you, as far as the programs going on.
Okay, for the holiday mail, you can go to www.redcross.org/holidaymail, and that will give you the directions on where to send the cards. To contact our local office, it's 423-472-1595. And again, you can always go to redcross.org if you're interested in becoming a volunteer, and there's a link on there that says, I'd like to volunteer, and you click on that, and it will take you through the volunteer process.
Okay. Because I was reading on the holiday mail, and it was also talking about that it's not a pen pal. People have to understand
No,
it's not a pen pal.
It's not. And a lot of folks will say, well, I want you to give me the name of a military member. And I have to remind them, well, we're not going to give out anyone's personal information, and we wouldn't ever suggest that you do the same either. You have to understand that's the reason we go through this pretty elaborate process just to send cards. Is sending something directly, unless it's a relative or family member, it's really not our place to be doing that unless we have something in place that makes sure that whatever is sent is safe. These folks some of them are in, we are in war, we're in a war. And so, they're in areas, and not everyone has the best of intentions. And so we have to keep that at the top of our list, is our safety of our military members. And so that's why we partnered with Pitney Bowes to do this process. And there's a lot of other nonprofit organizations that help military members, and there's even local ones. And probably the best way to connect, if you wanted to do something more personal like that, where particular items, is hook up with some of the local family support groups here that support the military families that are stateside, because a lot of times the military members have a lot of resources available to them, but their family members who are left behind are really left with just as much of a struggle as the military member. They really have to kind of handle things without mom or dad at home for extended periods of time. And so it's not important. It's just as important to support that military family as it is the military member, because the reality of it is the service member is serving, but so is his family or her family.
Yeah, it's a sacrifice on their part as
It
well.
absolutely is a sacrifice on their part as well, because mom or dad's not home for every soccer game or homecoming game or
well, Christmas
coming
up.
Coming up.
Here,
And so it's really important to service those families and support those families. And there's a lot of groups that do that, including I know our National Guard unit has a family support group that's a very active group throughout the year, and so there's a lot of those, and you can just go to your local veterans places, and they have groups as well that do have activities that support the families. So it is a community effort with all different types of organizations to help.
Now, you also said something on the site about Twitter. Somehow people could help you out there. Is there something on there that you had mentioned something about they could do a post out on Twitter to help out the social medias?
There probably is.
I couldn't remember exactly. I was trying to remember it from it, but they said something about.
Yeah,
if you go there, folks, if you go there, just I guess look at it. It said something about on there that if you're on Twitter or Facebook, there's something that they can do. I'm not real.
I remember something
and it
like
was something
that,
about you could do like a the pound sign plus, and it would help push that up. And I think they were doing a big push.
I'm sure
on
if
that.
you go to our website, there's probably lots of other things on
there.
We're a very large organization. We have a lot of different things that we do, and as a local unit, we do our part of all these different activities, but there are resources, that we have, things that you can do like that. So you could go in there and probably read more about anything you'd want to know.
Yeah. I think this was about the holiday mail. It was saying that I had read something.
And I know one other note I saw, it said the deadline was December 7th.
It is
so there
December
is a cutoff
7th.
point to do this year's cards.
Yes, that's very, very important. I'm glad you mentioned that. December 7th is the deadline. They will not take any cards after that. It's really important that we get them in time, because otherwise we won't have time to get them redistributed out into the community. And so we're expecting a really great response this year as we have in previous years. And so it's really important to get those in. So, get your little Sunday school group or your preschool group or your just your family over Thanksgiving is a
Right.
great time. You know, you sit around, you want to know what you're thankful for. Maybe everyone has to, you know, maybe put something on a card, and that would be your contribution for Thanksgiving, is to try to show your thanks to a military member over the holidays.
Good, yeah.
Well, I really appreciate you coming on here today. I mean, I love this
Definitely.
information. I mean, this is like I said, this is a close to my heart because of this type of thing, being a veteran, and I know how important this will be for the veterans receiving
Right.
it.
Right, you know, the Red Cross has been committed to our military folks for many,
Yes.
many years, and it's really just an extension of some of the services that we're already providing.
Right.
You know, we're active in a lot of the military hospitals and facilities across the country, and it's just one more way that we can bring this down into even a community like ours that doesn't have those type of opportunities.
Right.
So there's something that we can do even in our community to kind of show our support.
We're very appreciative of that,
Very much so.
and want to thank you for all your hard work that you do on that, you and everyone else there. We are out of time, but like I said, we have to have you back on, this, you know, to talk about some more of this, you know, at some time.
There's so many programs.
Yeah, I was saying, so many programs
So
there.
many.
But tell them again, just quickly before we go to break, where you at today and tomorrow?
We're going to be at the Walmarts throughout Southeast Tennessee. Here in Cleveland, we'll be at the North Side and the South Side Walmart, and I think they have a different name. It's Treasury Drive, but most people know the old Walmart and the new Walmart.
Yes.
So, and then we'll also be at the one in Athens, and we'll be taking up donations for the Superstorm Sandy.
Okay. Well, again, appreciate you for being on here today, and thank you very much. And folks, we're going to go to a commercial break, and we're going to bring on our next guest, so stay tuned.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000 bucks. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
Hello, I'm Bill Odom.
Hi, and I'm Tammy Odom.
We want to invite you to join us on Joyous Living Today for interviews, testimonies, and gospel music by special guests and Dixie Sunshine.
Right here on WTNB, Sundays at 4 p.m. and Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. You don't want to miss it.
Jesus, Jesus, the light of the world.
Featuring some of the South's most scenic views, the Mountain View Inn has been a landmark in the Cleveland community for over 40 years. Our executive guest quarters with flat screen TVs and excellent bedding will make any guest comfortable. Carrie's Restaurant is one of Cleveland's favorite, with one of the best buffets around.
Hello, and on behalf of the Hughes family, thank you for so many years of your business and your friendship.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
Welcome back, folks. We're here today and giving a salute to our veterans. This is an ongoing process this weekend, but we wanted to make sure that we did honor our veterans today. And we have with us today, Stacy, want to go ahead and introduce our guest?
You
and,
always give me the
I always
introduction
give
part,
you.
don't
That's
you?
just sitting right there.
That's right. We're very honored today to have Steve Stewart with us today. He is chairman for the Veterans Day program, the events going on here. He tells me that he's handled the Memorial Day, and now we've got Veterans Day, and he's going to talk about the Veterans Day program. Welcome, Steve.
Okay, I appreciate you having us. This year's Veterans Day program will be held on Monday. Normally we'll have it on November the 11th, which falls on Sunday. But anytime it's on Sunday, we'll move it up to the following Monday. Starts at 11 a.m. It'll be at the Bradley County Courthouse. Retired Navy Captain Kim Parker will be our guest speaker. He has a long, distinguished career in the United States Navy. He spent 29 years in the Navy. And he moved to Cleveland, pretty recently. It hasn't been too long. And so I had lunch with him Monday. He's going to be our speaker, and I'm sure he'll do a great job. His last the last ship he was command of was the USS Philippine Sea, which is the same ship that took Neil Armstrong out and buried him at sea here just back a few weeks ago. So I'm sure he's going to do a great job. So our Veterans Day program starts at 11 a.m. We have it kicks off with ringing of the plowshare, which Eddie Cartwright does, and this is a tradition that's been in his family since back in 1918.
Right.
A lot of people probably know some of the history, but they started this when they found out at the end of World War I had ended, and they started ringing this plowshare. So it's been rung back then it was Armistice Day, now it's Veterans Day on November 11th. He brings the plowshare and rings it. Now I think he told me that he's going to have some of his grandchildren there to participate in this year's program. And of course Mayor Tom Rowlands, the Master of Ceremonies, he's been a faithful, I think since back in the 60s, he's done the Master of Ceremonies of this. And he missed 1 year. It was about 2 or 3 years ago. He was in a car wreck, and it's the only year he's missed. But I usually pick a local pastor from one of the local churches to serve as chaplain. This year it'll be Reverend Josh Brown from Ridgeview Baptist Church. He's going to serve as our chaplain. Cleveland High School Band will be there playing a patriotic melody of songs, and they're faithful. They've been going for years and years. I couldn't tell you how many years. I know as long as I've been involved, and even before then. They come every Veterans Day, bring their band and play patriotic music. It's sponsored by all the veterans organizations in Bradley County: the VFW, American Legion, AMVETS, VVA, Vietnam Veterans of America, DAV, and the auxiliaries, the 40 and 8. And I've added the Sons of the American Revolution and the DAR, Daughters of the American Revolution, here in the last few years. They started, the SAR just started their organization back a few years ago. And to be a member of that, you have to be a descendant of a veteran of the Revolutionary War. So they've been added to the program. And we'll have about probably 150, 200 people normally. What we have, a lot depends on the weather. I think they're calling for rain Monday, but it's going to hold off till Monday night.
Right.
So we'll still have the ceremonies at the Bradley County Courthouse. In years past, we used to have it at Johnson Park downtown. And last year we moved to the courthouse for the Aldersgate Garden Club had a dedication of Blue Star highway marker. And so many people liked it up there because they put the flags out on the holidays. And of course we have the monuments of the war dead, Bradley County's war dead there. So everybody that I've talked to liked it better at the courthouse, so we decided to just move to the courthouse from now on. And the program, I'm trying to think. We got it's a presentation of the Raymond H. Miller Patriotic Award.
Okay.
Will be given, and that's an award that a lot of veterans have received over the last few years. Raymond Miller was a longtime member of the Legion and the VFW. He started this, and what it is, it's a veteran who's not only served their country, but after they served the country, came out and served the community and different activities. And anybody can put an application in for a veteran. They take applications each year. If the person is not selected that you submitted, they keep the applications, and if he don't get it this year, or he or she, maybe next year they'll get it. And Murray Bauer is going to be the chairman of that. She just started this year. Bill Norwood was chairman, and he had so many things going on in his life, so we got married to kind of take it over, take some relief off him. She's an Army veteran, works for the city of Cleveland, building inspector for the city of Cleveland. So she's taken this on as the chairman of the Veterans Patriotic Award, and she's going to be my co-chairman on the overall program. But we're expecting a big crowd. I want to invite everybody in Bradley County and surrounding areas that be a good way to honor the veterans, be there. Usually lasts about an hour, a little over an hour. Okay. And so it's a nice, solemn ceremony honoring the veterans. And this year, it's a Woven Hearts quilt bee has made a blanket, and they're selling tickets on it for the Southeast Tennessee Veterans Home they're trying to get here. And the proceeds from that ticket sales will go to that, and we'll be giving that quilt away right after the program's over with. So we just hope the weather, holds off and we have a decent weather that morning, because it's so much better when we can have it outside. If it's real bad weather, we usually go to the VFW post on North Ocoee Street and have it there. Just a little history behind the Veterans Day program, well, of course, the Memorial Day program too, is back in the 50s, late 50s, Ralph Ormby, better known as Cuz, he worked for the post office. He was commander to the VFW post. And he kind of revived it. I think it kind of got there for a few years. They kind of done away with it. He kind of revived it and put it in its form the way it is now. You got all the veterans organizations involved in it, and started, and it's just materialized from there on. And after Cuz had passed on, Carl Goins took over his chairmanship, and I think he's about 10 years he was chairman of it, and he came down with cancer and passed, and I kind of got the job. I don't know how, but I've got the job as chairman, but it's a labor of love. I enjoy it, so a little work to it, but it's it's pretty well organized. I mean, I got a lot of good volunteers from all the veterans organizations. We haul the chairs and the podium down there, chairs for the band to sit in, and of course, I always depend on Mayor Rowland. Bradley County Veterans Firing Squad will be there. They'll have a 21-gun salute when it's over with, and the Cleveland High Band and buglers usually play taps. So
right.
I encourage everyone to come, and if you do come, bring a chair. We've kind of run short on chairs over the years. We used to bring quite a bit, but if you decide you want to come and participate, then bring your lawn chair or something to sit in. So.
This will be my first one, I think.
Yeah.
We've only been here about 3 years here, but some of these programs we're just now finding out about them. I mean, some of the things that go on around Cleveland. So I'm excited to know about that, because I'll be there on Monday.
Definitely.
And, yeah.
Definitely.
But and you say it's at 11 at the courthouse?
11 a.m. courthouse.
Courthouse.
We try to start just as sharp as we can at 11 a.m. And it lasts for about an hour, a little over an hour, and we're usually through.
It's a great time for folks to take their lunch hour then from their job.
Well, there's a few places are off on Veterans Day now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes.
It's
true.
a federal holiday.
Right.
The schools are going on. The posting of the colors is going to be by the United States Naval Sea Cadets.
I was going to ask about that, if there's going to have.
And Chattanooga Division, and I think shouldn't maybe be saying this. They're going to have to lay out of school to come up. I hope they got permission, but I don't know.
Let's hope they did.
Yeah. And the color guards. I've had the Bradley Junior ROTC one year, and the Air Force, their cadet program or it's Civil Air Patrol, and Chattanooga participated last year. So it's we used to have honor guard from the American Legion, made up of veterans from all organizations. And as they got older, they kind of disbanded, so it's kind of getting to be a little problem finding a color guard to participate each year. But
I know at our church we used to have the color guard every Veterans Day. They would come to the church, on our service and everything that we would have. It's always nice to see that.
Yes, definitely.
Anything, are you needing volunteers? Is there something when you do this, not just this day, but the Memorial Day program, is there volunteers, or is this all covered, or how?
Well, we can always use volunteers. Like I said, we take the chairs down there and the podium, and Veterans Day is the biggest day as far as the chairs go. We take them for the band members, and the band may have anywhere from 40 to 70-something members, depends on what they're doing that day.
Right.
And Memorial Day, we used to put out flags after Memorial Day on the graves.
Right.
And the Boy Scouts, we kind of got the Boy Scouts involved in that. They do most of the work now, but we could use a few volunteers to go with them and to these cemeteries as they put the flags out. But we could always use volunteers, and anybody can call me if they want to.
Right. And you want to go ahead and give your information, how they can reach you, where they can call you at?
Yeah, my home phone is 423-476-6484. My cell phone's 423-284-0070, or they can call the VFW, the Legion.
Send you a place like that would have the information.
Just ask for me. Everybody knows me.
Okay.
I've been involved in all these veterans organizations over the years, so just say you'd like to help out with the Veterans Day program, Memorial Day program, whatever.
Right.
So we can always use help. I had a guy call me the other day. Said he had a truck. I said, well, we need a truck to haul the chairs with. So, and the PA equipment belongs to me, and I carry it in my car. Get it all in the trunk of my car in the back seat. So I handle the PA equipment and all that stuff. So
the technology made it all smaller.
Yeah, I've got a pretty good little setup. It's not the greatest in the world, but it works. So.
Right. Right.
It does what you need. So 11 a.m. Monday.
11 a.m. Monday.
Bring a chair.
November 12th, bring a chair.
Bring a chair. Bring a veteran.
Bring a veteran, or bring your kids, grandkids. Of course, school's going to be on. I don't know if maybe your younger ones, it's not in school or something. But I've invited some of the schools out, if they would bring some of their classes, if they could get permission from a principal. And we did have Tennessee Christian Academy. They brought some of their students down one year,
Okay.
which was great.
Good.
That's always good to keep the younger generation remembering that stuff, because they get out there in the generations, they start forgetting how important this stuff is.
Memorial Day, we read the names off of the deceased Bradley County veterans there at the courthouse, and the last few years I've got Boy Scouts do it one year, and the Civil Air Patrol kids did it last year, and I'm trying to work on the Girl Scouts to do it this year. I'm trying to get these youth groups
get them involved.
Yeah, involved and participate in it. It gives them a little recognition and
right.
Sure.
So on. So.
Well, Steve, we appreciate you coming on here today, and we have to have you back on here again when you have Memorial Day coming. When it comes around, or anytime we have something going on with the veterans, we always have you on here to talk about it and let everyone know what's going on.
I appreciate you having me and kind of get the word out. Maybe our participation increase.
Right.
But I enjoy it, and I know most of the people enjoy the programs, and it instills a lot of patriotism in it.
Yeah, we need it.
Yes.
We need it. We definitely need it right now.
Yeah.
But we do appreciate you being on here today, and we thank you very much for being on here.
Okay, thank y'all.
Thank you. Folks, we're going to be back here in just a few moments, and we'll have our next guest on, so please do not go away.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
Hello, I'm Bill Odom.
Hi, and I'm Tammy Odom.
We want to invite you to join us on Joyous Living Today for interviews, testimonies, and gospel music by special guests and Dixie Sunshine.
Right here on WTNB, Sundays at 4 p.m. and Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. You don't want to miss it.
Jesus, Jesus, the light of the world.
Featuring some of the South's most scenic views, the Mountain View Inn has been a landmark in the Cleveland community for over 40 years. Our executive guest quarters with flat screen TVs and excellent bedding will make any guest comfortable. Carrie's Restaurant is one of Cleveland's favorite, with one of the best buffets around.
Hello, and on behalf of the Hughes family, thank you for so many years of your business and your friendship.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
Welcome back, folks. We're so glad to have Bill Norwood with us. He's an ex-POW from Korea. We're very excited to have him on our show today, and got to speak to him a little bit before the show, and he really got me pumped up and excited to have him on.
Well, the downside to being the last one, of course, is everything's been said. And believe it. Steve says it all. He's a good speaker. So there's really not a lot left for me to say, except that I'm very happy to be here. This is a very special day for me, because I have been there and I have seen the sacrifices that have been endured in order to be called a veteran.
Right.
And I'm very happy to be a veteran. I recall as a youngster, and my friends and neighbors came home from the Second World War, all lined with ribbons and medals that they had earned, and I thought, that's neat. I want to do that someday. I want to be a soldier. And I tried. At the age of 15, I decided I wanted to join the Navy and sail the high seas. And I got all the way from Benton to Cleveland. They sent me home, of course, to grow up. Then, when I was 16, I decided I wanted to be a paratrooper and jump out of airplanes. That sounded exciting. And that time, I made it all the way to Fort Benning, Georgia, before I was discovered being underage and sent home again. At the age of 17, I was accepted in the United States Army. A happy day in my life. So I was called to Korea in 1950 at the beginning of the Korean War. and spent some 6 months of combat duty before my luck finally ran out, and I was taken prisoner by the Communist forces, sent to North Korea, where I spent 2.5 years as a prisoner of war. And the sacrifices that I seen there made me respect a veteran even more. A veteran is somewhat of an unusual person. They ask for very little and usually receive even less. Those who have served, especially those who have served in the combat areas, come home, filter into the community, and you hear very little about them. They don't talk about things that happen, but I feel that today I'm receiving, not only me, but the veterans in general are receiving more recognition today than we did when we came home. And that's good. I'm certainly not a hero by any means, but I'm happy that the veterans are receiving the attention that they are today. I would like to say that my good friend and my partner, George Allen, who is a Pearl Harbor survivor and is usually with me when I go places. George, he had a fall recently and hurt himself. So he's in the hospital recuperating, and I'd just like to say, hi, George.
Let me just say we're praying for him.
A true hero. He survived the Pearl Harbor attack and went on to serve in many major battles through the Pacific. And he has some interesting stories to tell.
I bet.
He certainly does. But this community really reaches out to the veterans, as you mentioned, all the different places that are serving meals, which I don't really need, but
We'll just get started on the holidays a little early.
but I do appreciate that, and we're looking forward. We're very busy during this period of time, and I'm happy to be a part of it. And our service organizations, the VFW, American Legion, the DAV, the many that Steve mentioned, very active in doing our part to serve the veterans, along with the ladies, the auxiliary. If it wasn't for them, we'd probably fold up, but they keep spurring us on.
Right.
And we're very happy to have them working with us. And I think sometimes our service organizations are misunderstood. It hurts me deeply when I speak with someone about joining. They would say, well, I don't drink. You don't have to drink. My goodness. We do have a lounge for those who wish to partake, but we also have a fellowship hall where we do our family and our community services. So, and those services are very valuable. The one that I'm involved in, that I'm most proud of, is the graveside services for our deceased veterans. I can't say that I really enjoy it, but it gives me a good feeling to have granted, or to help have granted the veteran's last wish. Very important. And along those lines, I just got back from Arlington in D.C., where we took one of my very close POW friends who I met in 1951, and we've been close friends ever since. And we laid him to rest in Arlington this past weekend. There's sadness in my heart, but after seeing that ceremony and knowing that he received the honors that he deserved, makes me feel much better. Of course, those people are professionals, and they show that when they do the service. It's very, very touching.
Dedication to it, yes.
So I'll miss him, but to know that he received those honors helps relieve some of my.
Definitely.
I know where he's at, and he'll remain there. But as I said before, the veteran, you don't ask for a lot, but our VA system is set up now to really to take care of the veterans. I know back when I came home from Korea, I had not brushed my teeth for some 3 years, so you can imagine the condition they were in. I needed dental treatment immediately. I was given a choice to go to the hospital and get it taken care of, or go home and go back to the VA and get it done. This is back in the dark ages. I chose to go home. I didn't want to go to the hospital. And when I went to the VA, I was told that I was not eligible. And actually, it's my fault. I didn't pursue the matter. I had to get the work done then. And after I did that, some few months later, I got a letter from the VA and said, "There has been an unmistakable error. You are." That's
what's
that's after the fact.
Right, right.
Yeah. But things have changed.
Yeah.
Right. And they're eager to help the veteran.
Right. Well, Bill, we are running out of time, and we have run out of time. So I do want to say thank you for being on here today. And
you're welcome.
We're
thank
glad
you for
to have
serving.
You. Thank you for serving. Yes.
Definitely.
And
thank you guys for
we're very proud of
that.
you. And you and all the veterans. We have run out of time. We do thank Bill and Steve today for being on here, and also Julia for being here, and all the folks that have served, all the folks that support those that serve, and all the families of those that serve. We would want to say thank you very much today. We're out of time, and we'll see you again next Friday.